Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Motor Mike Media, and as always, I'm Motor Mike. Now today I made a list for you guys. This is my top 10 vehicles I'm most excited for 2021. Now some of these vehicles are 2021 models, some are 2022, but these vehicles should all be on sale and available for purchase during the year 2021. Now there's always a chance that something can get pushed back, but we should see at least production ready versions of these vehicles. Now this is my list and my list alone, so let's get started. So, number 10 is the 2022 Genesis GV70. And I love Genesis. They're this upcoming Korean luxury brand. They branched off of Hyundai, and their vehicles are stylish in my opinion. They started with some sedans, and I know sedans aren't the way to go nowadays, but they're sedans. They're sleek, they're luxurious. And we saw the GV80, which is the biggest of their SUVs, and it's beautiful. Now this is a smaller version based off the G70, the sedan, and I really like it. It has some nice proportions to it. It looks very stylish, and the interior, very luxurious. They're going to give you this old school comfort, if you will, where these vehicles, yes, they have good power, but they're supposed to be vehicles that take you somewhere in quiet and comfort. And that art of old luxury cars is kind of gone. So it's awesome to see that this brand, Genesis, is trying to make vehicles like that are just cushiony clouds, full of tech and luxury that just gets you from point A to point B. And I'm very excited to see this and their upcoming other vehicles. Now going down from there, number 9 is the 2022 Honda Civic. And I already talked about before, I did like a group between that and the Subaru BRZ. You can check that video out after this. But the Honda Civic is a huge staple in America. We buy a lot of these Civics. They're nice, affordable vehicles, and every generation Honda makes them better and better. Now we saw the prototype, that's the 2022, and it looks good. It's more refined, more stylish. It's supposed to give you not only a slightly bigger ride, or bigger vehicle, but more tech, more luxury. They want to be a little bit more upscale. Similar to what Mazda did, where all their vehicles got more premium, the same's going on with the Honda. And unfortunately the coupe's dead. We know the coupe's not coming back for this generation. But there will be a sedan and a hatchback. And eventually we will get a Type R in this style. And I'm very excited for that. Next one on the list would be the 2022 Nissan Z car. Probably the 400Z. Now we saw the prototype, and actually that was one of my first videos I did. You can check it out if you want. It's a little rough. I've slowly been getting better and better. But I love the Z cars. I've always been a big fan of them, and this new prototype looks amazing. Now supposedly whenever it does go in production, there will only be a few slight tweaks to it, but I think the prototype looked great. It's reminiscent of all the historic Z cars. Depending on which angle you look at it, you can see similarities between one generation and the other. And we know it's going to have a nice turbocharged V6 and a 6-speed manual still. Overall, between the interior and the exterior, is a big improvement, and Nissan needs a car like this, something to get people excited about their brand. And hopefully when it comes out, it's better competition for other vehicles, like the Supra and stuff like that. So we'll see them having a Japanese muscle car war, or at least I hope so. Now, next on the list, the 2021 Ford Bronco. And I talked about the Bronco a lot, so I won't go into super detail here. But the Bronco name, it's iconic. It's a very iconic American vehicle. I'm so excited that it's going to come out. And yes, right now you can get the Bronco Sport, the little brother, but the full-size Bronco, built off the Ranger platform, is going to be a rugged off-roader. I love it, and two-door and four-door. Personally, I picked the two-door, but it's so good to see it, and we'll finally be able to get it in 2021. After that, number 6 is the 2022 Chevy Bolt EUV. Now, what is the EUV Bolt? That's supposed to be an elongated Bolt. It's going to be something that's more practical, more space for not only your people, but your cargo. It's supposed to have a new design language to it. Rumors said that the base model is like 250 miles of range, but we don't know a whole lot about it, to be honest with you guys. We know it's going to come out for 2021, and I'm very excited. It's always good to get a new electric car, and the Bolt's been kind of getting a little old in my opinion. So having this bigger version with the new styling cues will be nice to see. After that, for number 5 and number 4, I kind of grouped these two together, are the full-size GM Twins of the full-size truck category, the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. Now, I made a whole video on these guys. You can check that out. But I talked about that video how I like these vehicles. They offer great powertrains, they look good and stylish. I prefer the GMC over the Chevy in my opinion, but we know that the interior is a little bit lackluster and falling behind the competition. And it was rumored for a long time that we'd get a new interior, and we've seen a lot of spy shots of a new interior. So we know for 2022 there'd be a new refresh model. The front end styling as well as the rear end will be tweaked a little bit, and we'll get a brand new dash. And GM announced that the GMC Sierra is going to have Super Cruise. You can get a little bit of a sneak peek of the dash. It looks like a full digital gauge cluster, which is nice, very similar to what Ford's doing in the new F-150. And having Super Cruise is a great feature. Having a full-size truck that can just cruise on the highway with little to no effort is always a good thing. I feel like they're going to do a great job with this interior, as well as updating the exterior styling, and these trucks are just going to sell well. They're already very handsome, but having that brand new dash, new tech, and a little bit more of a styling flair to it, it's always a win-win. So after that, number 3 is the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. And we saw the prototype not that long ago, and the prototype looks amazing. Now supposedly in 2021, probably near the end of the year, we'll see either a prototype, or I'm sorry, not a prototype, but a full production model, or maybe even go into production of a 2022 model. And I really hope we see that. Supposedly it won't change too much from the concept, but you never know. But just look at the concept. It's big, it's upright, it's a luxury Wagoneer. And the old Wagoneers were these rugged vehicles that the whole family can go on vacation in, and they slowly got a little bit more gussied up throughout the years. And if you find some of those old ones, they are super expensive because everyone wants them now. So I feel like this new Grand Wagoneer will be a hot seller. They showed so much tech, so much luxury. This is supposed to compete with something like the Cadillac Escalade. And I think that Jeep's going to knock it out of the park. They kind of need it to. After that, another Jeep, number 2, is the 2021 Jeep Rubicon 392. That's right, the 392 engine is inside the Wrangler. And that's awesome. I made a whole video on that. You can check that out after this. But just a quick summary of it. It's more rugged looking, more aggressive. It has a big old 392 Hemi engine. Makes 450 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. And that thing's going to be a monster. Now, you can only get in the 4-door. That's why it's the Jeep Rubicon 392. Only in the Rubicon trim, which is awesome. You know, the Rubicon trim is your most off-road ready version of that, and now you have all this extra power. Now, I think it's going to be a great seller for them, but I really don't know how much they'll make. Will it be depending on the customers, or are they just going to pump a bunch of these out, or will it be a limited production? Now, if you're an insider or you know something that I don't, please let me know. But I'm excited for it. It's always good when you get more power in a vehicle. After that, my number 1 vehicle is the Rivian R1T. Now, I really like this truck. It's probably one of my favorite of the upcoming electric trucks that are coming out. Now, Rivian, they have a headquarters actually here in Michigan. It's like their tech department. I've actually been there, and I've seen one of their prototypes up close. It looks great. I really like the styling cues. They offer you this premium, yet very off-road capable and very practical vehicle. There's a nice tunnel. You can go put long items through there. That's in between the bed and the cab. The cab looks very tech-friendly and luxurious. The materials are recycled materials or vegan leather. They're going for the eco-friendly thing, offering great range and great performance. Now, I made a whole video on that. You can check it out. I made a lot of videos on these all these cars I talked about, or most of them at least. But I'm really excited for it. Now, you only be able to get the launch edition for 2021. They already announced that everything got pushed back, so the regular lower trim models will come out in 2022. But it's exciting to see it. It'll be one of the first electric trucks in the market, and I'm excited to see the competition that will come out after that. Well, this is my list, guys. Hopefully you liked it, and if you haven't already, check out my channel. I keep trying to bring out new and new videos, whether it be trucks, cars, sports vehicles, or even electric vehicles. A little bit of everything. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. And please, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you guys can stay up to date with the latest and greatest from my channel. And I'll see you all in the next one.